everybody. Thank you for being here. Hopefully these practices that we're putting up will be resources that you can use to keep you balanced as you move through these weird and uncertain times. And also think of it as just a sort of an antidote to what we do at 7:30 in our garages or starting this week out in the parking lot here at Octane. So today's practice is designed to sort of counter some of the lifting that we've been doing lately. We're going to work into the upper back and the lower back and get a full body practice. So start out on your stomach. Just lie all the way down and bring your forehead to something. So if it feels right, bring your forehead to the mat, or what feels better for me is to bring my forehead to my palms stacked on top of each other. And just let yourself settle down indeed. That's my lower ribs, my elbows, my hip points, my knees, tops of my feet. Might be different for you. Just notice those connection points. I'm going to set your elbows out just a little bit wider, maybe rock a little bit left, a little bit right, let your elbows go out if you have your hands under your forehead. Bring your attention to your breath. Just notice how, as you breathe in naturally, your body shifts. Just feel your chest expand. Feel your belly expand. Notice how your body takes up a little bit more space on the inhale and flattens out on the exhale. And if you notice the need to do something come up, just notice that. Maybe the best practice would be for us to stay like this for 45 minutes. But we're not. So just relax into this without any need to get to what's next. And be quiet for a few breaths. And now bring your hands down beside your shoulders as if you were going to do a push-up, and bring your left knee out to the side of your mat. So your left knee is going to come up about to hip level, and just extend your arms out in front of you. So let that hip open just a little bit, very gently here. Let your spine settle down into the mat. And then begin to make your way up onto your elbows. So be respectful of your body here. You're going to want to draw your belly into your spine. Yeah, and bring your elbows under your shoulder. And so it's a very mild little Sphinx pose here. If this is too much, bringing your elbows under your shoulder, just slide them forward a little bit, because I want you to have a little bit of lower back bend, but I don't want any pain there or any undue tightness. Draw your belly into your spine. Beginning to wake up the spine a little bit here. And then bring your chest back down to the floor. Send that left leg back. Bring the right knee up by your right hip. And take a look there. Get a right angle if you can there between your torso, your thigh, and your shin. If that doesn't work for you, just get it as close as you can. And then begin to slide your elbows back up towards your shoulders. Again, nothing to force here. Bring a little bit of engagement to the belly, protecting the spine. And just settle in right here. And then release this, extend that right leg back, send your arms up over your head, take a long stretch, reach your arms forward, fingers spread wide, energetically, point your toes back, shoulders come by your ears, lift up a little bit, and then exhale, set it down. Bring your hands under your shoulders, press yourself back up to tabletop. Set your knees under your hips, set your wrists under your shoulders. So we're going to work through some cows and cats. But before we do, make sure that your foundation is firm. So you've really got 6 points of contact, your hands, your knees, and the tops of your feet. So I want you to keep the tops of your feet pressed into the mat here and begin to roll through your cows and cats. So keep everything in a straight line for this sequence. So we're going to articulate the spine in this direction, breathing in for your cow and breathing out for your cat. So take on your Ujjayi breath here, breathing in through your nose, out through your nose, and find the rhythm of your breath and match it to the rhythm of the movement in your body. Three more rounds here without hurrying. Keeping your firm contact into the mat, pressing down into the mat, especially in your cat. Last round. And then come back to neutral. So draw your belly into your spine here, even more energetically, and begin to find some side-to-side motion here. So we're going to move that spine in a second dimension. So on your inhale, look back over your left shoulder, bring that shoulder towards your hip. On your exhale, come back to center. Same thing on the other side. Actually, I think you're going to exhale as you look back. Inhale when you come back to center. Exhale back to your left. Inhale. Try to isolate this motion into your lower to mid spine. Just at the top of those lumbar vertebrae. And as you continue, when you look right, bring that left shoulder across as well. So you're going to create some stretch in the right side body as you look left. And left side body as you look right. Two more rounds. Last one. Come back to center. Draw your belly into your spine. Press the tops of your feet down into the mat. Lift your hips. And then roll over your toes. Press back into downward facing dog. So find as much bend in your knees as you need here. And then begin to walk your dog just a little bit, pressing one heel down, then the other. Move this very slowly here so that the stretch can take effect where it needs to. Just visualize yourself moving through some molasses or honey or 30 weight or whatever it is, just to keep that motion nice and slow. And then find some stillness in your dog. Press the mat down and away from you. Press your heels towards the floor. And then on your inhale, come back up to your tabletop. Adjust your hands so your wrists are under your shoulders. And then this time for our last few moments here, I want you to find a circular motion in your spine. So you're going to drop your belly and then arch your back, but you're going to move side to side here as opposed to the cat-cow motion. So start in one direction. You can close your eyes if it feels good. And then when you're ready, reverse it and go in the other direction. And then come back to stillness. Ground down into the mat. Set your left hand in front of your face and forward. Reach your right hand up and then thread the needle. Bring that right elbow, or right shoulder rather, down to the mat or down to a block if it doesn't go all the way down right now. And send that left hand forward, extending your arm. Draw length into your spine by walking that left hand up and forward and drawing your belly into your spine. About 4 breaths here. Each exhale, let that shoulder sink closer down to or into the floor. Each inhale, draw into your belly and provide the opportunity to twist. On your next inhale, make your way back up to tabletop. And then come all the way up onto your knees. Set your left foot. So I'll start with the left so you can see what I'm doing here. Out to the side so that leg extends straight. The blade of that foot comes into the floor. So draw into your belly here. And then reach up, grab your elbows. Press your heart through, draw your belly into your spine. Tuck your tailbone. And so on your inhale, lean opposite of your leg. Lean to the right. Create some side body stretch. Inhale, come up to center. Exhale, go to the left. 3 more times. Breathe in. To come to center, breathe out. We go to the side. Make these motions as big as they need to be. Maybe explore going a little deeper each side. Just finding your sweet spot. Finding the place where you're getting some stretch. Keeping that spine supported with your abdominal muscles. Inhale, come up to center. Reach your arms up to the sky. Look up. And then exhale, bring your right hand down to the floor. Send your left hand over to the right. Look up under your left bicep. And now press the blade of that left foot into the mat. If you need a block or something under your right hand, which is helping me to get a little bit more support and extension, do that. Get a little bit longer. And then inhale, come back up to center. Bring your hands to your hips, stand nice and tall, and then make your way back into that tabletop position. Now in each transition, just notice where you are without making a big deal out of it, without making a story of it. Just notice what you're feeling in your body. And then set your right hand forward, center. Reach your left arm up to the sky. Spread those fingers, thread the needle in this direction. Bringing that left shoulder down, and try not to bring it close to your knees. You're bringing it out nice distance from your knees so that you can keep length in your spine and allow that twist to originate from your Uddiyana Bandha, right below your belly button. Send your right arm forward and maybe to the left. And breathe into this. Keep your hips stacked above your knees as best you can. Maybe this deepens, or maybe you're just fine the way you are. What I find is if I reach my right hand farther forward and a little bit more left and then press down into the mat, it creates some space for my left shoulder to go a little farther. So just be true to what's going on in your body right now. Couple more breaths right here. And then begin to make your way out. And bring the right hand in closer. Come up, find your tabletop. Ground everything down. Find your integrity. And then come back up to your knees. Maybe set that block off to your left. Nice and tall on your knees, and then an option this time, so you can go back to where we were with your elbows clasped, or if you want to send your arms up, or if you want to interlace your fingers at the top. I'm going to try it with my fingers interlaced this time. So I'm going to send that right foot out to the side, reach up nice and tall, inhale, and then on exhale, I'm going over to the right, inhale to center, exhale to left. Got 3 more rounds. Move with your breath. I'll be quiet. Last round. Exhale to your right. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Release whatever bind you decided to take. Extend your arms up. And then on your exhale, go over to your left. Place your fingertips or your palm down on the block, down on the floor. Roll that right shoulder back. Press the right foot into the mat. And create space in your right side body. So the work is coming from your grounding into the floor, from your belly pulled into your spine, from your drishti up to the sky, and breath. And then make your way back up out of that. Bring your right knee under your hip. Send your palms down into the mat. Tuck your toes, press up, downward facing dog. Move your down dog just a little bit more. That can be up on your toes and then dropping both heels. Yeah, let's do that for about 3 more breaths. Inhale to your toes. Exhale back. Press your heels down. Inhale up. Exhale back. Inhale up. Exhale back. Let's flow a little bit here before we work some more into the back and shoulders. Bend your knees, look to the top of the mat, step or float. Lift halfway, shoulders onto your back, belly to your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. Rise up, belly to spine. Feel what you created earlier on the floor. Transition here, and then on your exhale, fold forward. Lift halfway. Exhale, fold, and bending your knees, pressing your feet into the earth. Rise up, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Belly tight against spine this time. Exhale, fold. Step back, high plank. Lower down to low plank. Hold right here. And then on your exhale, come all the way down to the floor. Press the tops of your feet into the mat. We're going to work into a little bit of upper back work now. So I want you to bring your elbows underneath your shoulder. We started here at the beginning of class, but you had one leg out to the side. So this time I want both legs extended out behind you, and I want to make this more active. So palms, press them down into the mat. Draw your belly into your spine. So your belly is active and warm now. Your spine is warm. So tuck your toes. Lift your hips up off the floor. Shift those hips forward. Press your heart forward. Let your gaze go about 2 feet, no more, in front of your mat so that you got length in the back of your spine. Keep pressing that heart forward. And breathe right here. Now as you draw into your belly, the tendency is to really bring tension into those shoulders for me. So actively relax the shoulders. And you can press the elbows into the mat so that the elbows and palms are going to stay active and the shoulders are going to stay soft. If you've got room, tuck your toes, lift your hips, shift forward a little bit more, belly into your spine, heart forward. Gaze goes maybe 3 feet in front of the mat now because your upper spine, your thoracic spine is closer to vertical. And then we're going to transition to seal pose. So walk your hands straight ahead and then widen them out into a Y shape. And now you decide where they go. If you want a little bit more back bend, you can bring them in towards you. If you want a little bit less, you can bring them out. But we're going to work the stationary position here for about 3 breaths. And while your body's staying still, your breath is doing the work, your belly's doing the work by engaging, and your shoulders are staying as soft as they possibly can. Couple more breaths. And on your next exhale, lower it all the way down to the floor. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Push up into cobra. Okay, so this is the same kind of back bend, but a different base of support. So your palms are going to be under your shoulders, heart lifted, hips stay on the floor, belly into your spine. And then press the tops of your feet into the mat. Lift your hips off the floor, straighten your elbows, and then look forward for your up dog. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Let's flow through that. A sun A. Bend your knees, float to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift it halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up, rise up. Exhale, fold forward. Lift halfway. Exhale, step or float back. High plank to low plank. Inhale for up dog or cobra. You choose it. Yeah. Exhale back. Downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Look to the top of the mat. Make your way to the top of the mat. Lift halfway. Fold forward. Chair pose. Sink deep here. Interlace your hands behind your back. Bring your shoulder blades together on your back as you draw your belly into your spine. Sink. Heart forward. Eyes on the floor, maybe 10, 12 feet ahead of you. Sink a little deeper. And then exhale. Keep your bind. Fold forward. Now if your fingers won't interlace, just use a towel or a belt or a strap, whatever you have. And let your head drop and set your feet out apart, wide apart to the sides of your mat. Drop your head. Then release your bind. Bring your fingertips to the floor. Find your ragdoll here. Let your palms rest in the creases of your elbows. Maybe sway a little bit side to side. And as you sway here, bring your attention to your upper spine, your chest, your shoulders. Allow gravity to pull them down. And you'll also notice as you press those feet into the mat, a little bit of stretch, a little bit of opening invitation in your IT bands. Nice work. Release your fingers down to the mat. Find your squat. So turn your toes out. Sink your hips down to the floor. And your hands to your heart. Sink your hips a little bit more by rocking back into your heels. Now, the tendency here is going to be to want to bring your feet out farther. Try to keep your feet in just a bit more than hips distance apart, your heels a bit more than hips distance apart. Sink deep. And if that's not working for you, don't separate your feet more. Just come up onto the balls of your feet and then work towards pushing your heels back down. We're gonna find some movement in this. So on your inhale, come all the way up into star pose. Heart open and lifted, shoulders back. See the sky, and then on your exhale, hands to heart center. Sink down nice and low. 2 more times. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, settle in. Spine vertical. Mind tends to want to go forward. It's a continual challenge. Inhale, come up. Feel the contact into the earth. Open and spread. Exhale, bring it all the way back down. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, bring it all the way back down. Take a breath in, and on your exhale, fold forward. Lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale for chair pose. Just one breath in, sink. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, step back, high plank to low plank. Up dog or cobra. You're worn, your full expression. Shoulders back, exhale back. Downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward. Spin your left foot down for warrior one. Interlace your hands behind your back. Find your humble warrior. Dipping that right shoulder inside of your right knee. Notice how your weight's distributed here. Half goes straight down into earth through your right foot. The other half goes down and back through your left foot, especially the blade. Open your heart, shoulders together. You're ready for this. Draw your belly in. Drop another 4 or 5 inches. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, open out to warrior two. Peaceful warrior, stretch your right side body. Exhale, flow it through high to low plank. Inhale for up dog or cobra, your choice. Exhale back, down dog. Left side, breathe in, come all the way to the top of your warrior one. And then on your exhale, interlace your hands, shoulders away from your ears, fold. Several breaths here, 3, maybe 4. Find your grounding. Then draw into the belly. Feel your hip open. And then open your shoulders by lifting those hands. Interlace fingers off your back, arms off your back. Go a little deeper. Inhale, come all the way up, warrior one. Right hip forward. Now warrior two. Hips open to the right side of the mat. Settle in deep here. Reach back, peaceful warrior, and then release it. Find high plank to low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, high plank. And then lower for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So let your hips roll a little bit side to side here. We're going to work into the shoulders and then a little bit more into your back. So extend your arms out into a T or cactus arms. Either way, make sure your elbow is at the same height as your shoulder, and then roll to your left. So come up onto your left hip. You can take a block and put it under your head if that feels good for you, or a pillow, whatever you have there. Bring that right hip on top of your left. And then maybe this is enough. Or maybe you can bend that right knee, set the right foot down behind your leg, and bring the right fingertips down to the floor behind. We've worked into your upper back. And so bring your attention there. Notice the softness. Whatever degree of softness or release you can create there, and then extend that down into that left shoulder. Visualize your breath going into all those muscles, tendons and ligaments around your shoulder. Couple more breaths here. And then make your way out. Move any block you used or anything aside. Just let yourself rest. Your head can come down on your hands, head can come to the mat, whatever feels appropriate right here. Let everything even out. A little side to side motion feels good to me. And then find that position, that shape on the other side, extending your arms back out nice and long. Roll over into that right shoulder this time. This one will be different. Stay with the principles. Belly into your spine, breath smooth and strong. bend that bend the left knee, rather. Set your left foot behind your right leg. And then, if you want, you can bring that left hand behind the small of your back, fingertips to the floor or to a block. Find ease from strength. Recommit to the belly lock. And find ease in that upper spine. And send that ease into your right shoulder. One more breath. And then release it. Come back to lying on your belly. Move the block or anything that you use there. Lie down, turn your head to the left, settle your hips into the floor. Keep your hips where they are, change your head over to the right. And then come back into center. Extend your arms forward. Draw your belly into your spine, lift everything up. Come into locust pose. Now if this is too much, you can ground your feet, just lift your heart. We're not going to be here long. Your gaze goes to the top edge of your mat. Keep length in the back of your spine. Exhale, set it down. Roll your hips a little bit, side to side. Come right back up into that extended superhero locust. And then move your hands behind your back. Interlace them, lift your shoulders, open your heart. Send those knuckles back towards your heels. Lift a little bit more. And then exhale, release it. Press up and back into child's pose. Bring your toes to touch. Bring your knees as wide as they need to go. Draw your belly into your spine. Find length. This is later in the practice than we usually go to child's pose. So just notice it. You can bring your hands up onto your fingertips if you want to create some space, then settle back down. Then come back up. Find a seat here. Let's see. So bend your left knee. Set that left knee straight in front of your body. Take that right foot. Set it just outside your left thigh. And then your right hip is going to want to come up off the mat. So shift your hips to the left. Sit nice and tall here. We're going to do two things out of this, two movements out of this posture. So I want you to send your left arm up first, then bend your elbow, tuck it to the right of that right knee. Sit nice and tall. Now keep this right hand pressing onto your right thigh as you inhale to get long and then exhale, twist. And then once you're looking back over your shoulder, take that right hand, ground it right behind your tailbone. On your inhale, come back to center. Even here, square your hips, look forward, and then hinge at your hip creases, fold forward. Doesn't matter how far you go. Just breathing into those hips. The first real hip opening pose we've done. But you can bring what we've worked on with your belly into this by drawing your belly in. You can bring your hands forward, lift your heart. Three breaths. curious about where you can go here. And then walk your hands back in. And then we're going to use the Liz Stoddard method of switching this all up. So you're going to take your hands, walk them around to your left, keep your feet right where they are. So you're just going to crawl around behind your mat in a big 360-degree circle, and you'll find yourself reversed here. So lift that left knee up, bring the left foot in towards your right thigh. Shift your hips to the right side to settle that left sitting bone. Reach your right arm up, bend the elbow, bring it inside, or I guess it would be outside that left thigh. Take your left hand, press into the upper left thigh just below your hip bone. Be active with your breath. Lift up as you breathe in, twist as you breathe out. And then when you're looking back over your left shoulder, go ahead and ground that left hand right behind your tailbone. One more breath. Inhale, come back to the center. Nice work. So stack the left knee on top of the right knee as best you can. If they don't match up directly, it doesn't matter. What does matter is that both sitting bones are on the mat. So shift your hips however you need to get there. Inhale, get long. Exhale, fold. And then you can keep a little up dog in this, or if it feels like it's time, you can round your back, bring your forehead to your knee. Make your way up out of this. Yeah, straighten your legs. Roll over onto your back. Find happy baby. So start just with your shoulders pressing down into the mat and your knees straight above your hips here. Okay? Just like we're going to a dead bug. And then bring your knees back towards your armpits. Extend your arms up. Grab the outside edges of your feet. And then press your tailbone down towards the floor. Press your shoulder blades down towards the floor. Grab your ankles if you can't get your feet. And just pull. Use the strength in your arms to pull down. Use the strength in your belly to draw in. And create a strong connection with your sacrum in the floor, your shoulders in the floor. Release this. Or hold it if this is going to be your inversion today. So I'm going to offer hips on a block or just legs extended straight up. So if you've got another inversion you want to take, you can go for it. But this matches up pretty well with the kind of practice that we've had. Just legs extended up. If you're close to a wall and want to bring your sitting bones against the wall and send your legs straight up so that they're supported, all the better. We're going to be here about 6 or 8 breaths. And then we're going to go straight into Shavasana. So you're still integrated here. It's another chance for the belly block to support your shape. In a right angle. You're actively pressing the heels towards the sky. You're actively spreading the toes. Notice what that does when you spark the toes. It allows me to more deeply engage my belly. All the while, there's a sense of ease in your shoulders. That opening in your heart that we've built during practice stays right here. Close your eyes, keep them open, whatever works for you. Just choose one intentionally. try to fall. And then when you're ready, you can stay here for your Shavasana if your feet are up the wall. If not, just go ahead and find a place where you can be still. If you need a spinal twist, take it. Just extend your legs out. Let your feet drop open. Take a breath in. On your exhale, release your belly lock. And take 2 or 3 more measured Ujjayi breaths with the intention of setting yourself up to just be. There's nothing else to do in the practice but to arrange your body so that you can be still. And once you've used those breaths to get you to this place of relaxation and rest, release the Ujjayi breath and release any tension, any contraction in your muscles. Just allow gravity to pull you down and to give you rest, healing, peace, Shavasana. So in stillness, just let your awareness come back to your body and the space it occupies. Become aware of your senses, what you hear, taste, touch, smell. Feel the weight of your body down against your mat. And from here, begin to find movement in your fingers and your toes, in your arms and your legs. Stretch out. Take a big breath as you reach your arms overhead, point your toes. As you exhale, roll over onto your favorite side. Do a scan of your body. And notice any changes that you created in practice. And then press yourself up to seated. Take a couple breaths. There's no hurry to get there. Be aware of how your sitting bones plant themselves into the floor. Be aware of how your spine stacks and how your belly supports that arrangement. Let your shoulders relax. Bring the hands to the center of your heart. Take a breath in respect and gratitude for yourself. And a breath in respect and gratitude for the people practicing with us, wherever they are, whenever they are. And then a breath of gratitude and respect for the practice itself. Open your eyes, lift your thumb knuckles up in the center of your heart or center of your head. Namaste.